Hello everybody, First is here. Today with some knife which could be expected from me, that is this Magnum Tanto made of CPM 3D, cold steel of course, and this is the shortest one in this Magnum series. Okay, there is Master Tanto, which is about 1 inch shorter on the blade, but it's not Magnum, it's Master. So from Magnum side, Magnum Tantos, this is the shortest there is. This is 19 centimeters blade. There is a Magnum 9, yes, I believe it is so. It means 9 inches blade, so or 22 and a half centimeters, and there is the longest version, the 12 inches blade, which I got the original made in Seki Japan. I mean, Sanmai version. I was lucky I could have this one, and again, for me, for better price than normally. Why I bought this one? Because I like it, but a sad time is coming. They do clearance, all these I would Warcraft traditional. Okay, for me now traditional. I mean this one. This is the large version, so standard, same size of blade. So they seems to me they cancel the production. So if you don't buy them now, you can buy them probably somewhere else. You can't buy them somewhere else. I mean, only as a second hand or as a used or from some collector. Sorry. So this is the knife we're talking about now, but we can compare my knives which I'm thinking about the knife, like about the same, so kind of military combat knife, field knife, somewhere in that. So let's have a look for that. Not only the Tantos, I've got the Warcraft long version, and the longest, the Magnum Warcraft, the long version Warcraft, and of course the longest Magnum Tanto, the made in Seki Japan in the Sanmai, plus comparing with Sanmai knife, as I said, which I described in the same way. So Silent Hero, Tech Bowie, and the Shrapnel one, and my Zero Tolerance 0100. Let's have a look on it now. And now we can compare those cold steel Tantos, what I've got in my collection. As you can see from the bottom, Warcraft, the longest, then the large, so let's say medium, but it's large as a model, with a sheath, include the sheath. Oh, sorry, I got this one here, so see them side by side. And from the top, the longest version of Sanmai made in Japan, Magnum Tanto, and 12 inches, and of course models which we are talking about. So these two actually, or what is the video about, is about this one, of course. So you can see side by side them. That's what I want for you, and let's check them out. See the hollow grind nicely on the silver version, on the original, and the flat grind on the short one. So it's different, but the handle seems to be in the same length. Everything should be the same. So now we skip to the shorter Tantos. So we got the sheets. As we can see, even here the difference in the plastic, how it's molded. This is relatively not wide, I would say, kind of slim, I would say, in this size. And go back to those Tantos. So the Magnum got a longer handle, so that's the problem, because the blade is exactly in same length, 19 centimeters. So I believe it's 7.5 inches. But of course, the handle is about 0.8 of an inch or 2 centimeters longer than on the Warcraft. So, okay. Sorry, as I said, I don't have the camera sitting here, so I'll try to put, as you can see here, the guard on the guard. So this guard on the Tsuba, and now we see the difference in the handle. See, the blade length is the same, and in a thickness they are about the same. See the yokote, how nicely is it pronounced. And now we nicely see the flat as well, with the comparing of that hologram. Yeah, and we can see the Sanmai line, so the middle steel layer here. So unfortunately, I couldn't find the longest version like this one on that new CPM3V black version. So I can find this one made of CPM3V with a hollow grind. So this, let's say this version, same made of CPM3V, but I like to have this one in the longest model, but I couldn't find it. So I got this one, and I'm glad. So for you, even you can see here, I put this one out together. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's skip to something else. So now the knives in my collection, which we can call, let's say, fighting knife, or maybe field knives for soldiers, that's maybe better. So some knives which could be good for many purposes, even for combat or self-defense uses, which I got in my collection. So we got Zero Tolerance, made of CPM3V, SOG Tech Bowie, made of AOS 8, this Shrapnel 1 Extrema Ratio, made of N690, of course, very known knife, Silent Hero, made of 1095, and of course today's model, which is the Magnum Tanto II, so 7.5 inch blade, and this Warcraft Magnum Tanto large. But I will take this one all out because this is too heavy for me as a let's say fighting knife, or knife good for combat situation. This is more survival knife. Of course you can do slashes and these things, but it's much more heavy than any of these. I mean, in this mind, two ounces for me among these knives is at this situation too much. So this is too heavy. This is 360, I believe, grams. So really heaviest out of all of these. The lightest actually is this one, and maybe definitely, as we can see on the Zero Tolerance, is not the shortest. So I'll take this one out because I believe if I'll think more about general use and for combat or self-defense, so this one is better choice, of course. So I'll take this one out now, and now we stay here. And Zero Tolerance, made of CPM3V. So these two knives are made of same material. We can see significantly different in length. CPM3V, this is 14 centimeters, so about 5.5 inch blade. This is 7.5 inch blade, so it's really significantly different length. This is very nice, and guys, it's very interesting to say, if we are talking about self-defense and use, so even this is shorter. So this one, the belly, gives us nice slashing options, or if, of course, the saber grip is ready for stabbing and these things. And if I got the Magnum Tanto, it's lighter. That's important too. I want to say too. Even this one is much shorter. This is somehow lighter. I believe about half ounce is lighter, so it's longer and lighter, so it's definitely faster in hand. But for this, let's say, stabbing motions, is not this one the best, because you don't want to go somewhere like this one and to keep your thumb on the tsuba from the back, because it will kick back into your thumb, where this one doesn't. This one won't do that. This is absolutely great for that. But of course, the yokote, when you do slashes, the yokote is very dangerous. But the curvature back, when you curve it back, I mean the knife, when you do swing, so the yokote is still a bit forward, not like on this knife where the belly, even it's short, is always much more forward. So when you grab the knife here, so on this position, when I try to do it in this way, so this one, I'll try to keep the same angle, so you can see the difference where this point is compared to the handle. So when this one already slices, this still didn't touch the target, so that could be different. Okay, so these, of course, and we got a silent hero, which we can call somehow military knife for some way. So all around bushcraft knife. This, I would say, this one could be better. This one could be the same as the silent hero, and this one is, of course, I believe, out of these, the best, I would say, combo for military use knife, for combat knife, but still very good for some kind of bushcrafty or survival stuff. Even is made of AUS 8, so it's definitely not some super steel. As you can see, I took this part of guard off because I like to grab it in this way. So now it's absolutely great. I could remove this one, I mean hold this backside of guard, but I didn't want it because it's still good to have it there. When you chop with this, you can go a little bit down like here, and it's still very secure. The material, the grip, and on this knife and on the Tanto, the feeling is very, very similar, but the Tanto handle tapers down, and on the sock doesn't. Even as you can see, it goes a bit down, so it's grippy when you chop, but it's much more shorter. It's much more shorter. As you can see, the sweet spot here, and the sweet spot for some kind of chopping, if you need, is somewhere there. So it's definitely see the line. And the handle for chopping, as I feel the movements. So if you hold the knife like this one, thanks to the too long handle, if you hold it in this way, so you still could chop with this, and you feel some heft in it because it's over 300 grams, so it's definitely not light. But if you try to go down, so to have more leverage, and simply want to do some choppy task, I would say, for, let's say, in some survival situation, it will be definitely good to put some lashing on it. Then, of course, we can increase it. Not here. We don't need it. I can still grab it here and do some light chopping in this way. Not that comfortable, not that safe, but I can do it. Here, thanks to the handle, I can't. This one, as I tried many times, even the curvature here is good for that. The knife is simply too short. Even it's kind of heavy to the size, so it's, I believe, out of these, if this is not the heaviest out of these, it's definitely very close to that. Even it's shortest. So this is definitely not great chopper because of the length of the knife. It has the weight, but not the length, which in that size, this knife in that size, that will be great. So this one as a chopper, it's great. It's great. But the thinner handle, that's why I got the tape here. So thanks to the hook, you can see, and this one is great chopper. This one is relatively good too. It's lighter. It's the lightest. So each of these knives, I mean, I mean, these four is over 300 grams. Over. It's out 300, 312, I believe. 331, I believe. This one is somewhere there, 330, and this one too. This one is 280 grams, so it's almost 1 ounce under 300 grams. So this is way lighter than, for example, this one, 2 ounces. And as we can see, it's longer. So if you grab it in this way, you can do some light chopping, but the knife is simply too light to be good chopper. So if we are talking about chopping, these two knives are not definitely the best choppers, I mean, out of these. Now for that task, if I'd like to have some kind of choppy knife and good for many things and somehow for fight or self-defense, the Magnum Tanto, the Warcraft Tanto Large will be the best option, because this is something very good for it. But it's not about that. For carving or these things, you can grab it in this way, and because the point of balance is exactly here, so when you do some kind of utility things, let's say, why not? Of course, the Silent Hero for this one is absolutely superb. I'd like to have the Silent Hero made of CPM 3V with slightly thicker handle. That will be outstanding, even more outstanding. It's a great knife. So that's the comparing the Magnum Tanto. It's 5. By the way, thickness 6 millimeters thickness. This is about 5 quarter of an inch, and 4.8. So this is the thinnest knife out of these. Okay, let's go to the next things. So it came in a box, which I normally like. I don't have it here, but where there was description on the box, what is it, the material, what is the length of the knife, and these things. So some cold steel boxes are like that, and some are not. Like on that Warcraft series, especially on the large, on the first model, there wasn't any detail about the knife. Even there is no, as I said, there is no any sign. Sorry, what is it? The steel on the knife, but you can find it nicely here, even made in Taiwan, and you can see it's CPM 3V, made in Taiwan, cold steel. It's actually. Is the tradition, is the original mark? I believe it was originally, yes, probably yes. So it's interesting. There's no any mark. It's CPM 3V. Okay, but it's here. So it came in the box. How sharp it came! I sliced a couple of cardboards with it because I needed it. And sorry. And it's actually shaving sharp. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Yes, it's shaving sharp. It's a bit dull, few percent, it's 5% dull, because the cardboards, and I didn't touch the edge, so came pretty sharp. Okay, the handling, it's very fine. By the way, I will do the testing video, of course, as I do. I don't want to do really some slushies and these things, because before somebody gonna argue with me, oh, why you do this one, this is a fighting knife and this blah blah blah. I know it, this is more fighting knife, definitely more for me than this one, absolutely, but still it's Japanese style knife, single-edged, so you can use it for anything like a normal knife. But I agree, the more purposes of this will be some combat knife, let's say. But it's not a dagger. It's not like one purpose knife. This is knife you can do many things with it. So that's why I do these things. Otherwise, I probably won't buy it. Probably. If that I can see any use for myself. So if I say, okay, this will be my self-defense tool, and my if I need, let's say, camping knife, these things which I need to use around the camp, around the campsite. So prepare some wood for firing. By the way, it has very nice sharp spine, so it will throw sparks out of the ferrule rod if I need it. It will do some kindling because it's sharp, but you know the angle. By the way, the secondary bevel is 0.7 millimeters, so it's slicer. You know, in that way, not like this one. This is 1.1 millimeter, guys. This is too high secondary bevel. Even this is, when you grab it, this one, say, okay, this will, even with the ricasso, you can grab it here and say, okay, that will be nice for some, you know, detail work. And this one, but the secondary bevel is too high, so that you definitely need to turn and get some angle to do, let's say, kindlings if you need it. So this one, you can grab it in here on the tsuba, and then you can use it in this way, because otherwise the ricasso here, or where the habaki normally is on the traditionals, then you can't grab it there. It's too small. So you can grab it in this way, or even this one, and you can use it in this work position, let's say. Okay, I got the details. Before I go that, we know Secure X sheet traditional. It's really tight. I like that. It's not that wide. I don't like it, so that's nice. There is ramp for your thumb, so when you go this way, it's already pre-made for it. So that's nice. You can draw the knife in this way. It's not on the Warcraft. It's not on that. Also, the retention here is better. So I feel this knife is more secure. I don't want to do something, you know, these things, because I believe if I do the hard swing, it will go off the sheath. So I don't want it, definitely. I don't want to catch such sharp blade. So it's more like ready, but okay, it's like that. Somebody like it more, the traditional original leather sheath for it. I don't like it because you got the strap with the Velcro on it. So before you draw the knife, so you have to unsnap it or unsnap it, unsecure it, I would say, because there's the Velcro. So take it off because if you don't, so you cut the leather. This one is not that way. So for that use, this is a better way, only to increase the retention in that. Also, many guys said the sheath destroys your real edge. So maybe because I tried a couple of times to put the knife in a sheath, and you know, there's some kind of like the yaijutsu, battle jutsu, these, you know, slashes out of the sheath. Well, the knife is still pretty sharp, so I don't know. I can't tell you right now. But it's nice and relatively thin profile for that knife. I'm glad for it, guys. This is really nice. If I will use this one, probably not. I will put there some kind of tech lock as I normally do, or even to have it just behind the belt as a normal tanto. Because in this way, you can pull it off, but you have to add some power to it. So definitely not like this one. But if I do this, it probably goes off. Okay, so that's the secure sheath. As we can see, it's nicely black with a black coating, even with this, how to say that, skull crusher, somebody said. The handle, by the way, is too long for such a short blade. Somebody said it's long blade. For me, no, definitely. So if there will be less 2 centimeters, this is 14 centimeters. So we got 19 centimeters blade, or 7.5 inches, and we got 14 centimeters handle, which is for me too long for that knife. Especially if you see the traditional tantos, they got very short handle, just like that, to grab it and that's it for you to hold the knife. That's it. You don't need this one. I understand probably the purpose of it. You can use it as a striker, but you know, for the longer models, it's it's better because it adds some counterweight, so keep it balanced. And of course, for me, on the long blades, I like on the blades longer handles. So let's say on the longer model for the 12 inches blade of this knife, so what I've got, I like the same length of the handle, but on the Warcraft Tanto in the same length, 12 inches blade, I'll be happy to have a longer blade. So we got it here. So this is absolutely fine. But for the longer model, yeah, it's even more, something like that. I'd like to have this one a bit prolonged, just like that. Maybe for the 14th, and this is 12 or 12 half centimeters, so 5 inches about. So just like that, to have this one even more prolonged. It will be better for your balance when you do swings like this one, but it gives you some more reach if you want to do some more chopping power. As I said, it's, for me, this knife is more like tool for the camping, and this one. This is definitely not as fighting knife in this one. I'll tell you details both of these just to compare it. Otherwise, as we can see on blade, these are same, because I'll stick guard, put the guard on guard, so we got the guard here, and of course the tsuba I'll try to put it in the line, and we can see they are same, but the length of the handle we can see now easily. Point of balance of these knives, this one has point of balance somewhere here. See that? Somewhere where the kind of triangle is, so somewhere here is the point of balance. But this one got it on the tsuba. It's interesting, when you put this one on the table, it stays like that. So on the tsuba is the point of balance. So when you hold it, you got it just behind your fingers, which is good. But important to say, even the tip is nice and sturdy. This is slasher. This is not a stabber. This blade. If I want to have some knife good for stabbing, I use stiletto or a dagger, because those knives are made for it. Or maybe even the bowie. I got the, let's say, the SOG one with a nice pronounced, a very fine tip. Or there could be a sharpened switch. By the way, well, I don't want to release it in full. I feel the pain, guys, but even this one I won't do with the new SOG, with the new take buoy, because otherwise it goes through my skin. This one won't. So this is, Tanto is always the slasher, but of course when you grab it in this way, somebody like the samurais, they got your enemy on the battlefield, they got it on the floor, on the ground, so they of course use it in this way, try and find a way where to stab it through the armor. Absolutely agree, I absolutely understand. But for if I needed to use it in the combat, this is definitely slashing tool, especially where the yokote is. That's why it is there. If I want to have some more stabber, it will be better to do it to more nice tip, which will stab through much better. But the tip is very durable, so that's the other point of it. You can probably penetrate something really without any serious damage of the knife. So that's the thing. The feeling generally is great. What I found here, see that this I don't know what is it. If it should be there, or it's just process when they molded this handle, I don't know. Otherwise, I didn't find the contouring and how those sides, let's say, are equal here. Well, guys, I must say this is better made than this one. I can find some details on the grinding where I saw it. Yeah, the details here on the grind line, it's not just nice kind of rounded line. It's just somewhere something is straight, like this one in the end, something straight. It's not complaining, just I'm looking for the details. For me, this one is better made with the details than this one. But if I said this one is better than this one, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, let's go for the details. So, Warcraft Large, overall package include the sheath is 493 grams, so almost 500 grams, or 17.4 ounces, include the sheath. Just the knife is 371 grams or 13.1 ounces. The sheath is 121 grams or 4.3 ounces. On the Magnum, on this knife, we go to 432 grams, which is almost, or sorry, about 2 ounces lighter overall package than the Warcraft. 321 grams only the knife, and here we are, 50 grams lighter than this one. 50 grams, which is let's say one ounce and 3/4, somewhere there. So yeah, there is a way, because these knives are in the same length. So it's 11.3 ounces. That one was 13.1. Okay, we got it here. So we got it here, 1.7, 1.8 ounces difference. The sheath is 114 grams, that was 121, so 4 grams difference. That's nothing, that's really nothing. The sheath was 4.3 on the Warcraft, and there is 3.6 ounces on the Magnum weight of the sheath. Okay, the secondary bevel, that's something what I said. So 1.1 millimeter secondary bevel, or 0.04 of an inch. And here 0.7 of millimeter or 0.02 of an inch. So this is much better slicer for just for the grinding. And actually, I didn't say that both of them are full flat, not like the original or Sanmai version with the hollow grinding. No, this is full flat grind. So I believe the Lim Thompson said they want to add some flat grind, because to keep, let's say, more tough the edge. Thickness, well, on the Warcraft we got 5 millimeters. There I was a bit fighting there. 5 millimeters or 0.19 of an inches, and I've tried really hard, but this is 4.9. So really this is hair thinner than that. But really it says like that, so it's the same 0.19, but there is 0.1 of a millimeter, which my caliper probably didn't recognize. We got the length of the blade from the tsuba to the very tip. We got the 19 centimeters or 7.48 of an inch, and on the Magnum I counted it from the guard to the very tip to also, and it's the same. It's 19 centimeters, 7.48. But oh, actually no, I counted it from this way as before, from this point, from the triangle. Like say there is a like triangle, so from this point. So, and from this point I counted the handle, but here I counted the handle from the tsuba, from this side of tsuba to the handle, to the end of the handle. So that's why seems to be the handle is same length and the Warcraft, but it's not, because the handle, I count the handle here, because as I said many times, if somebody say, okay, you got the blade here, this is your blade here or here, for me it's not blade, this is just piece of steel. But if I got the handle scales over here, it can't slice, it can, let's say you stop through, so it stops here. Why this is called a blade? It doesn't work as a blade. Okay. And we've got tsuba. The tsuba here is in 4.2 millimeters thickness or 0.16. So this is 4.2 sorry, 4.2 millimeter thick. So it's nice piece of steel. When I grab it, this one, it's really comfortable. Let's say to expect it do some light work. Maybe that's why I've got some grip to put the thumb here and use it this way. So that's the difference. What I want to show you also is this one. I'll try to use that. What's the difference in these two knives when, let's say, you use them in a combat as a slasher? So I'll try to use them, put them in the same angle. Have a look on my wrists. So see the yokote on the Warcraft, or I'll put it in this way, that will be better. The yokote on the Warcraft is already on the chopping position. Now we can see nicely. It's forward where Magnum isn't. So that's why I like the Warcraft series knife better for chopping and simply outdoor activities, because it works in that way. The blade is more wide and the handle, I would say there's kind of S shape. The handle allows us to, when we chop, go the yokote, or the sweet spot, goes a bit further than on the same position when we do with this. I go this one. If I do this way, I'm much further. Now we can see it. I set it up. I set it up my wrists again. They should be in the same line, but see the difference. So if I said I want to do these things and really want to go through something, this is absolutely better handle. It's better suited for it. If I want to do faster, lighter, or more stubborn, of course, this is the another choice. CPM 3D, both of them. So I don't have any doubts these knives fail. So let's say somebody said, okay, we got the K-bar. This is pure combat knife. For me, isn't. Why? As I said, I got a stiletto and dagger, because those knives are generally bad for any different use than for fighting. These are normal knives with like a single edge. Let's say cold steel made. How do you call it? Wow, I forget that. It looks like Master Tanto, Bushman. Oh, I can't remember. When it's in Sanmai, it's got some like edge for bones here. I don't know, something like that. It looks like original Tanto. There's no the screw crusher, but there is the cap, the bottom, steel bottom. It was nice edge without this yokote. It's just like it looks more like traditional Tanto, without that thing on the spine, as I said. But it looks like more as a traditional Tanto than these. So, and it's normal knife for bushcraft use, so there's no difference between this and that one. If you say yes, it is, sorry guys, I don't agree. So we have to look without any emotions, just okay, because in Japan they made these knives because there's traditions. In Europe we made different. So on the Eastern Europe, on Asia, they made this one-sided. Many goes on that side. So they are no better or worse. They simply did it like that. That's it. So this could be much better choice than, let's say, a K-bar, because I've seen and I've got experience that when a K-bar fails in relatively light outdoor activities. And K-bar, as we call it, about pure combat knife, as it is absolutely not. There's much better choices to have combat knife, I mean, for fighting, so this one will be much better choice than K-bar. I believe twice expensive, so we can buy 2 K-bars for this one. But if I do some really nice let's say middle hard task with the knife, I mean outdoor task, I go for this one than for two K-bars, because I believe before I destroy this one, those K-bars will be dead. So that's why I believe this is much better choice. So for some guy in military use, this one could be nice. It will do everything, include the, I believe, very nice like combat abilities. Or there is of course option to have the Master Tando with slightly shorter blade, and I believe even the CPM3B black version, it has hollow grind on it. I'm not sure, but I believe it is like that. So it will bit better, and there is the single guard. There's no the rounded guard. There's kind of the modern guard. For someone, even better. Bit shorter, but still very tough. Let's, guys, test the knife. Of course, I will do the outdoor test as I said, sorry, and I believe this knife will succeed, and maybe I'll buy some K-bar to do something, I don't know why the K-bar still exists, because it's, I don't know. I don't have any good thinking. If I take the SOG, take buoy again, made of stainless steel, AUS8, very good steel, for not that far price, let's say plus 50%, it's absolutely better. This is even higher, but I don't know why the K-bar still exists in that wide range. But in our army, we had much more worse knives. Then today it's slightly different, but I understand sometimes the government don't want to spend much money for these things. Maybe the knives leaving the battlefield, because to get real knife fight in the battlefield, it's really probably rare today, because the range is increasing. So okay, anyway, thank you very much, have a nice time, and see you on the test video. Bye.